Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Crones and a Book with me, Annette, and
Shell, who went completely brain dead. Sorry, I totally zoned out. I was looking at my notes. Hi, everyone, it's Shell.
I just made my day.
Oopsie.
Oh dear. Yet she persisted. Okay, so
I'm back. I'm back in the room.
she's here. She's with us. We're back with a ramble, and today's ramble is: which book would you confidently lie about having read? Shell, you big fibber. What book would you say you've confidently read when you naughty girl hadn't read a page?
Do you know that one of the things that popped to mind with this, because there's a few, one of the things that popped to mind with this is you get people who lie about having read books for status and trying to look like they're really well read, and that they know what they're talking about. The books that I lie about having read are because I don't want to talk about them
Yeah.
because they're so bad. Do you know, like, I need to end this conversation and I'm not going to have hours discussing it with you. I'm not reading it because I tried and it was shit.
Mm,
Now, a little bit controversial is my first one,
okay.
but it is the top of my list, which is War and Peace.
Oh, I could not confidently lie about that. I ain't got a fucking clue.
I, the only reason I can confidently lie about it is I have tried to read it more than once.
Okay.
But what I did is I tried and I read like a little bit at the beginning, and then I was like, this book is not fucking me. And then I went back to it years later. But what I did is I went halfway through the book and picked it up and read a little bit halfway through. So I kind of did it in section rather than read the whole book. I randomly went to another section and read as I've tried to re-pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. Do you know? It's really easy to bluff. I mean, have you seen the size of it? And it's just like, oh, this is never going to end.
Yeah. It's
And it's quite easy to bluff because most people who say they've read it haven't read it.
right.
So they don't want to challenge you, do you know? All you got to do is you got to come out and go, oh, yes, the philosophical undertones are just exquisite. Some shit like that is all you've got to come out with. Um, yeah, don't do it. Don't read. Just use that line and nod.
Do you know what, Shell? Maybe you've cottoned onto something. Maybe nobody's ever read the fucking book, and everyone's just blagging.
But I've yet. Oh well, that's a lie. There's one person I know who's actually read it. But everybody else who says they've read it, you could probably turn around and say, like, Mr. Blobby ran across the battlefield, and they'd go, oh, yeah, yeah. Or they've watched the bloody drama that was on for like 6 million years that they made on the telly, and that's what they're talking about. But
Yeah.
even the drama, I was like, this is never going to end. You know, I couldn't do it. So, yeah, no, that's the top of my list. I know that there are people out there who will love it and say it's a literary masterpiece, and power to them. There's a place for everybody's opinion. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Now, the other one that you know I have a slight issue around is anything to do with Shakespeare.
Yes. You're not a fan.
Now, one thing I will say to Shakespeare is he highly quotable,
Oh yeah.
and in that context, it's amazing. I mean, some of the best insults can come from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
One of my favourite is, I would challenge you to a battle of wits, but I fear that you have come unarmed.
So good.
Do you know it? Yeah. But it's I have at school, I have technically read some Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Do you know, I did read Macbeth. I have done what was the other one we had to do? Othello
Merchant of
and the
Venice.
sonnet.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did
Merchant
have.
of Venice. Oh, no.
No, I remember we had to do that in school.
Yeah, no. But it was under duress. I think that might be part of the problem,
Yeah.
is that we were forced to read it under duress. And then, you spent hours of your lesson trying to decode metaphors that felt like they were riddles written by a man who basically needed therapy.
Yeah.
You know, I always have a slight concern about how some of his stuff is romanticized. So Romeo and Juliet, that's one we had to read at school as well. Basically, if you sum it down, that is about a I think it's an 18-year-old who's shagging who wants to shag a 14-year-old, and everybody there's dies.
Yeah.
There's more people die than there are days in this supposed relationship, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's so romantic. Like, I'm going to be Romeo and Juliet," and like, "What, you're going to commit suicide?" I think we need to talk about help, not about how romantic this concept is. Um, people who love Shakespeare, and I respect them. I know a few
Yeah.
people who love Shakespeare. I don't want a lecture. I don't want a monologue. I don't want a 45-minute TED talk about the wonders of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
So I have a tendency of trying to shut it down as quickly as I can, which is one of my go-tos is just nodding and saying, "Oh yes, I've read that one. It was beautiful, so layered."
Ah, yes. Very good.
Yes, I'm giving you my lines now. It's not about lying. It's about self-preservation. I don't want to be trapped talking about it and the use of Old English.
Yeah.
Um, if anyone does try to explain to me in detail, I generally kind of go with the line with, excuse me, I generally kind of go with the line, well, what do you think Shakespeare was really trying to say there? And then I pull someone else in from the room and then I leave.
Trap them in their own text.
Yeah, and then I go off. So for me, that's it. War and Peace is my top one. And anything to do with Shakespeare, just because I don't want to talk about them. You're not. I have tried them. I've
Yeah.
willingly tried them more than once, but people will refuse to accept that they're not for you.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I do. We had, bizarrely, we had I think the complete works of Shakespeare at home. Considering, like, my dad never picked up books after, for quite a while.
Yeah.
At that time, he wasn't. I mean, he's an avid reader now.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah.
once he retired, he reads every day. Um, and my mother was pretty much illiterate because she was pulled
Mm,
out of school when she was at primary school age. So
so young, yeah.
yeah, so I think I was the only one who actually read any of them. Um,
Did you like them, darling?
um, the thing I remember I was one of those saps that did read Romeo and Juliet a lot because it was just you're at that age, when you're about 14,
Mm.
and it's
I've read that one. It was beautiful. It was so layered.
yeah, no. But no, the thing is, I would only read like excerpts. I didn't read the
Yeah.
entire works,
Mm.
because just so much stuff. I remember there was a poem or a sonnet or what have you, um, that was in one of my I think it was in one of the storyteller books or something like that, which I really liked. But that was about it. So yeah, it's only bits and pieces, and I do appreciate when people can like pluck a section of dialogue that's relevant to a situation. Like I
Oh,
appreciate that.
100%. And in that context, completely. I mean, all the world's a stage is it's brilliant.
Yeah,
And I like that's probably one of the few things of his that I would like, but then that's not really a big play. It's just yeah, it's just
yeah,
he very quotable
definitely.
and relevant in extracts. I appreciate how influential it appears to have been.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm not sitting down and reading them all, and I'm just like, nah.
no, but I appreciate someone who can like a Siri and McKellen who can bring that to when they perform it. Um,
Yes.
it's astounding. There's a clip going around on the internet at the moment, where he um recites a speech on a late night talk show in the US, um and it's like it's relating to what's happening to the protests in like Minnesota and all that, and it's like
Hmm.
they and he's like, and he gives this impassioned speech from a Shakespeare play, and you get, it's like wow, and it's like 400
Yeah.
years ago was so relevant then, relevant now, and that
Mm.
those moments, that's when I appreciate Shakespeare. But yeah, like you, to sit down and actually read all the stuff, it's not for me.
Yeah. And like I say, his insults are epic. The insults are just amazing.
Yeah,
They are 100% brilliant. Um, that's my two. What are your two?
Well, I didn't get two, because the problem is, um, my easiest go to would be to blag something that I've watched, you know.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
could, but I was trying to think of any. It's like, well, no, I've eventually read the book.
We tend to do that, don't you? You kind of work your way at some point. You're like, I wonder.
Yeah, so I've done that with quite a lot of them. But there is one. This will tickle you that I could probably get away with blagging, and it would
Hmm.
be bizarrely Lord of the Rings. um, to be honest, because for the past 10 plus years or so, Andy and I would usually at Christmas would like to do like a big trilogy, or and
Hmm.
every
Hmm.
other year we've actually done Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So I've enjoyed the movies for years. I mean, obviously, when I watched the first one way back when we had rental stores and I could rent a DVD
You're gonna rent it back in the day.
back in the day, you know, doubt couples. Yeah, I rented the first one and like I sat through all that and it's not even started.
My mum did the same. We made her go to the cinema, me and my dad, and she
Oh,
got to. She was like, "What the fuck?" And we was like, "Oh no, that's only book one."
yeah. So yeah, I've seen enough of it now that I could confidently blag a fair amount. But there may be some bit, obviously, because I've not actually read the books. If anyone tries to pick me up on stuff that's not been in the movies, that would be an issue. But
Yeah.
I have a way of rectifying that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look what I bought.
Oh, that's pretty.
I got the whole set, baby.
Are you gonna read them?
I they've released this 25th anniversary of the movies cover set. You can get it in the works if you're in the UK. It was only 20 quid.
Very, very nice.
You,
When you've read those, I'd like to show you something.
okay, so that's, yeah. So I've got The Hobbit and all three of the Lord of the Rings books. I don't know if I'm going to reread The Hobbit. That one I might have a problem with because that's that was the one that
Mm-hmm.
put me off fantasy for life.
Well,
Because
don't skip that one.
yeah, I'm going to start with obviously the Fellowship and work my way through, and then go back to The Hobbit if I feel like it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with yeah, you do. I'm really excited you're gonna read that because you know that I like them. I think you're gonna love them. If you get into them, I think you'll get your
Yeah.
favorite character and you'll love them.
This is because a lot of the lore of this podcast has been based on the fact that I would never read books with maps in them because of The Hobbit.
But we're not gonna read The Hobbit. We're gonna skip
No.
straight to Lord of the Rings.
And for those of you who don't know and don't want to go back, the reason I don't like The Hobbit is because we had a guy come into our school when we were in primary school, and he pretty much monologued
Yes.
the book for us. Not the entire book, but definitely sections of it, and just told the whole story. And I was just so enthralled with his performance that at the end of it, his job was then to sell copies. And I was the instant I was in there and I bought The Hobbit and I was so excited, and I got home and I
Hmm.
sat down. I was like, what the hell? This is nothing like what that guy talked to me about.
Lies in your childhood.
Me always being conned by salesmen. I always fall for it.
Well, I'm going to show you something pretty that I was given for Christmas by a friend.
Ooh, ooh, okay.
It's on the same theme. You've just read it, so it's Lord of the Rings. But so when you've read Lord of the Rings, you're going to
Yeah.
progress to these. So this is called The Dark Powers of Tolkien, and it's by David Day. So this guy breaks down, he's done different kinds of books, all breaking down the motivation, the interpretation of Lord of the Rings. Look at how pretty this is. And
Ooh.
it's got a really nice feel to it. Look at the back.
Ooh, ooh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, so this is Tolkien's works are some of the greatest tales of good versus evil ever told, examining the dark powers that shaped the world of Arda and the complicated figures who struggle with light and dark inside themselves. This book explores the tyranny and destruction in Tolkien's world and the very nature of evil itself. So it's all about that.
Ooh.
But this is the hold on, no,
Oh, the
look at the fucking
reveal.
artwork.
Oh, she's stunning.
Look.
Ooh, ooh,
Beautiful.
purdy.
So that was a gift for Christmas from someone, and they picked rather bloody well, actually. And it
That.
feels lovely. Look, it's that bendy but leathery.
Ooh,
It's nice.
nice.
Anyway, sorry, I got distracted then because you motivated me. Look, my ADHD kicked in.
So yeah, no, that's the one I went for because yeah, as I said, I've watched the movies for so long now, and I, but now I have the backing that again. I'm gonna be stuck
Hmm.
if anyone ever asks me this question again. Now, if once I've read these, I got, I got nothing.
No, that's well. You haven't read them yet, so you're
But
okay.
I'm good. I'm good. I haven't read them yet. I've never tried to read Lord of the Rings, so it counts.
It does 100% count. That's wicked. Yay! I like
Yay!
that one. Pretty good. I like that one.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to us ramble on as usual, and we'll catch you on the next one.